Come in.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well. My name's Chad Smith. I'm with Salesforce.
Nice to meet you, Chad.
How are you doing on this fine Thursday?
So far, so good. It's been a good Thursday. Got some emails, phone calls taken care of this morning. Just waiting for that weekend. You know how it is.
Amen, sir. You know, once it hits that Thursday, it's just time for that weekend.
Exactly.
You know, Thursday is essentially the start of my weekend, even though you still have to go through Friday. So, before we get started, I just want to go ahead and give you my business card. In case you have any comments, questions, or concerns afterwards, I would be more than happy to answer anything that you may have.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and give you mine too, just in case you need to contact me anytime.
I'll hold on to this.
Yep.
So before we get started, do you mind if I take notes during the meeting?
That's no trouble at all. Thanks for asking.
All right. So essentially why I'm here is because I would like to see how your current system is performing for you, and then that way we can create a portfolio back at the office and reapproach this next week.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good?
That sounds perfect.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it then. How long have you had your current CRM system, or do you have a CRM system?
So currently, we've had our CRM system for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. It consists of Microsoft Outlook, Excel. That's really it right now. It's a pretty simple system, simple way to communicate between our employees. We let them choose their own, whichever way they want to do it. Whatever's simplest for them, it really works for us as well.
So you have your employees use multiple CRMs that may not be the same one?
Exactly, yes.
All right. How many employees do you currently have in the company?
Currently, we have 48 employees.
All right. How many of them are on your sales team?
So the sales team, I believe, consists of around 32 to 34, sales employees right now.
All right. How many clients are y'all currently servicing?
Currently, we service around 2,000 clients. I have to get the numbers out to tell you for sure, but it's around 2,000.
That's beautiful. That is a phenomenal job y'all have been doing.
Thank you so much.
So tell me, what's y'all's growth rate been looking like over the last since y'all have founded?
The last few years, about 130% each year. We've kept that pretty steady since then. We hope to do that again this year, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. So that's a very, very good growth rate, and it's been very steady. Do you have any plans for international expansion with that growth rate?
Yes, we do. So currently we are in Mexico, and we have plans to expand into Canada hopefully soon. Be a good start there.
That's awesome. Canada is a very viable energy market. There's a lot of people out there. Do you think that you would require more employees to expand?
Definitely. Definitely. We would need quite a few more employees.
All right, including sales team as well?
Yes.
Or more salespeople?
Yes.
All right. How many clients? You said you have about 2,000 clients that you currently service, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many would you expect to get from entering the Canadian market?
So I hope to see that same 130% increase in our sales entering the Canadian market for this next year. So I would say just a few hundred at least, within that first year.
That's very realistic numbers. I think it's a great place to start off with. So how often do your salespeople have to document an interaction?
So we have our salespeople document an interaction every single time they have that sales interaction, and we don't want them to miss a single time.
And so you have all of your salespeople compile their own interactions. Do you have all of those interactions compiled into one database from all of the salespeople?
Yes, sir, we do. At the end of the week, we have our salespeople, at least one or two, compile all the different interactions from each individual sales employee into one big database where we can keep it for everyone to see. It's there forever. It's a good way to go with it.
How long does it take to usually compile everything?
Everything into one?
Mm-hmm.
So usually that takes about a day. It depends on how many employees we have. The individual sales interactions themselves would take anywhere from an hour or so, maybe a little more, depending on how long the actual interaction is itself. A little less if it's a little less long. But compiling it all together usually takes a full day. So it is quite a bit of wasted and inefficient time.
I can see where you're coming from with that. So, it is a very, very long time to just be compiling things into a database. So how many people would you say are in the average sales? How many salespeople would you have per interaction? Just one per client, or do you do team sales as well?
So we do team sales roughly about 20% of the time. I would say about 2 to 5 on a general team sale. Usually it is one person, but we do those team sales with 2 to 5 salespeople. It works very well, I think, but having that one-on-one definitely does something as well.
So how is you say you've been growing about 130%? How has your system been keeping up with your growth?
Our system has done well. It's a basic system, so it definitely is able to keep up with it. If we were to grow more, it would become a problem, I think. Well, we are having a lot of wasted time now, but we're still making it work. But if we have a projected growth that's larger than the quantity that we have right now, I would think that we would have some trouble.
That's all right. I can agree with that, sir. Sometimes that growth is just too big. How many real-time updates would you get with your system? Do you get with your system during a week?
So we actually don't receive real-time updates.
Really?
It's troubling right now, but yeah, that's one of the troubles we face.
Do you think that not being able to get real-time updates affects your ability to make and close sales?
Almost definitely, yeah. We waste a lot of time. Clients don't generally like that. Since we don't have the real-time updates, it's harder to keep up. Sometimes we have the same employee calling the same client twice in the same day. It could annoy them. If we could lose sales that way, we could lose clients that way. It can definitely be troublesome.
I 100% agree with that, sir. The last thing that I like is the last thing I want is for someone to call me over and over again with the same message.
We've gotten that reaction by lots of different clients.
Do you have a way to track your salespeople's performance? Kind of a metrics-based system or anything that you can look at?
At the moment, we do not. We would definitely need one because we've had some performance difficulties in the past few years. But no, at the moment, we don't have anything like that.
Do you think that the current communication process affects your sales team's ability to make sales and have more of a collaborative effort?
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely does have an impact on it. Since we don't have that that interaction, that real time interactions, it makes it difficult for them to communicate correctly. It definitely brings about problems, and we lose clients that way. As I was stating earlier, we lose clients that way. That's just the the backbone of it.
Do you think so? You said that it's very inefficient to compile all the sales interactions. So do you think that there'd be a more efficient way for your salespeople to use their time if they weren't having to compile all these interactions?
Yeah. So if we didn't have that wasted time, we could spend all of that gathering new clients, training new employees, creating a better system and becoming more efficient with our system. If we weren't wasting all that time logging all that, those sales interactions, each individual piece. It's just so many moving parts. It's just difficult. So yes, we would be able to use that time very, very efficiently.
So would you say that improved communication would help you retain customers and maybe potentially gain new ones in different markets?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So along with the inefficiencies of a current system, are there any other problems or concerns that you have with it?
No, sir. Not at the moment.
All right. So I appreciate you spending your time with me, sir. I think I've gathered all the information that I need to go and create a very proper portfolio for you guys. Was there another meeting time that we could set up maybe next week?
Yeah. How does next Wednesday sound?
Next Wednesday would be perfect. Do you have a specific time in mind?
Would just before lunch, 10 a.m. work for you?
Yes, sir. That would be absolutely perfect.
All right, Chad. Thank you so much for coming to see me today.
Thank you for spending time with me, sir. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.